The sound of the biting wind made the earth crack under Dominic's feet. The scorching heat, mixed with the feeling that something was about to happen, made him quicken his pace. He was heading to the river as he did every day, when something caught his attention, something he never expected, a small, fragile body lying on the ground, barely able to breathe. The foal was there, alone in the barren desert, its large, dark eyes fixed on Dominic with a mix of fear and despair. It could hardly stand, and the hot air seemed to weigh down on its weak lungs. "What have they done to you?" Dominic murmured, stopping abruptly beside the animal, his heart heavy. Gasper, a neighbor who was passing by, looked at the foal and shook his head. "Dominic, this animal is already lost. There's nothing you can do. It'll just be another burden for you." But those words didn't reach Dominic. He felt something in his chest that made him ignore the advice and press on. As long as it breathes, there's hope. With firm but gentle hands, Dominic lifted the foal and carried it toward his home. "I will save you, Vida. You will live, I promise," he whispered as he began his journey. Vida's recovery wasn't easy. Each night, Dominic would wake to the soft sound of the animal's breath, trying to match the rhythm of the small creature that was almost dying. He felt Vida's fragility in his arms, like a thread of hope that could break at any moment. "I'm here, Vida. I won't leave you," he said, even though doubt gnawed at him, the weight of responsibility pressing on him. But one night, something miraculous happened. Vida tried to stand. Her body trembled, but she fought, struggling to get to her feet. "This is just the beginning, Vida. Don't give up now," Dominic murmured, his eyes welling up with tears. He knew the battle was just starting, and he too had to keep going, no matter how difficult it was. Every small victory seemed to bring more hope, but also more doubt. Dominic began to realize his own health was deteriorating. The body that had worked so hard no longer responded the same way. A sharp pain in his chest made him stop suddenly, feeling his breath become labored. "No, not now," he whispered, trying to ignore the feeling that he was about to give in. But then, something unexpected happened. Vida, with a watchful gaze, slowly approached, resting her head on his shoulder, as if feeling his pain. "Now it's you who needs me," thought Dominic, feeling the weight of the role reversal. It was as if, somehow, Vida was now there for him, returning what he had done for her. He didn't know how long he could keep his promise, but he saw in Vida a quiet strength. "I'll take care of you, Vida. I'll always take care of you." It was the strength of a man who knew that life, at times, came down to small moments of courage. As time passed, the neighbors began to notice the transformation. The animal that had once been on the brink of death was now standing, its eyes livelier, its body stronger. But for Dominic, the greatest miracle wasn't Vida's recovery, it was his own. Realizing how much he had dedicated himself to saving that small life, he found in Vida the strength to continue, to not give up, even when his body screamed for rest. And then, one quiet afternoon, as the wind began to rise, Dominic felt his strength running out. He could barely get out of bed, but when he looked at Vida, he knew he had fulfilled his promise. Vida was there by his side, with her calm and attentive gaze. "You were my strength, and I will be yours until the end." Dominic's heart tightened, but he was no longer afraid. He had given everything he had, and that was enough. In his final days, Vida never left him. She was always by his side, a silent guard. When he could hardly breathe, she was there, her head resting on his chest, offering him the strength he needed to keep going, even in those final hours. When Dominic passed away, the whole village knew. Not just because of the loss of a kind man, but because of the story of Vida, the creature who, with just a breath of hope, was saved by him. But what everyone discovered was that, in the end, Vida had given something even more precious. She had become Dominic's strength, and he hers. Together, they formed a story of love and dedication that no one would ever forget.